When I think back to where it all started, West Philadelphia, 1968, I was just a kid with a big dream, a louder laugh, and an even bigger imagination. But I wasn't fearless. Nah, I was scared plenty of times. Until one day, I realized something that changed my life forever. Fear is not real. It's a product of thoughts you create. It's your mind playing tricks, building stories that don't exist. Once I understood that, I stopped letting fear drive my choices. You see, people talk about talent, luck, and timing, but for me, the real difference was obsession. I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. If you and I get on it together, either you're getting off first, or I'm gonna die trying. That's the level of commitment it takes when you've got a dream burning in your chest. Growing up, I learned something powerful from my dad. He once told me, "You don't set out to build a wall. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid." That one lesson shaped my entire mindset. Every song, every line, every scene. It's all about laying that one perfect brick over and over again. And along the way, I learned that success means nothing if it's just about you. If you're not making someone else's life better, you're wasting your time. My energy, my art, my laughter, it's meant to lift people, to make them feel like they can fly too. So when people talk about Plan B, I smile. Because there's no reason to have a Plan B. It distracts from Plan A. If you want it bad enough, Plan A is all you'll ever need. This is just the beginning. The journey from West Philly to the world didn't happen overnight. It started with belief, brick by brick. You know, when I was just a teenager in Philly, people used to tell me to be realistic. They'd say, "Will, get a backup plan, something safe." But I realized early, being realistic is the most commonly traveled road to mediocrity. If you only chase what's safe, you'll never touch what's great. I didn't want safe, I wanted legendary. Every single person out there has that spark inside them. Greatness exists in all of us. The difference is whether you listen to that little voice that says, "You can," or the one that says, "You can't." I chose to feed the one that believed. As I started rapping, people doubted me. Teachers, friends, they all had opinions. But I learned to stop letting people who do so little for you control so much of your mind and emotions. You can't let outside noise drown out your inner purpose. The world will always have something to say. But your dreams? They don't belong to anyone else but you. And here's something I understood early. Talent you have naturally, but skill is only developed by hours and hours of beating on your craft. Every rhyme I wrote, every verse I spit, every crowd I faced, I was sharpening my skill. Late nights, no sleep, no excuses. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Even now, after all these years, I still wake up with that same energy. I wake up every morning believing today is going to be better than yesterday. That belief, that tomorrow holds something worth chasing, is what kept me moving when the odds were stacked against me. So, if you're sitting there doubting yourself, don't. You've got that greatness too. Believe it, train it, live it. Because the only thing standing between you and your dream is you. When I was coming up, people didn't always see what I saw. They didn't see the dream, the fire, the vision. But I learned something powerful early in life. The first step before anyone else in the world believes it is you have to believe it. Nobody's gonna hand you faith. You gotta create it, hold it, and protect it like it's oxygen. Because if you don't believe in yourself first, no one else ever will. And let me be real with you. I'm motivated by fear. Fear of being average. That's what drives me. I never wanted to just blend in. I never wanted to be good enough. I wanted to be undeniable. That fear pushed me harder than any applause ever could. When the fame and money started coming, people thought it changed me. But here's the truth. Money and success don't change people. They merely amplify what is already there. If you're kind, success will make you kinder. If you're selfish, success will just make that louder. What's inside you before the spotlight is who you really are. And through it all, I've learned you can't be scared to die for the truth. Because truth is the foundation of everything real. Whether it's in art, in love, or in life. If you're not standing for something true, you're standing for nothing. I've lost roles, friends, and opportunities because I spoke what I believed, and I'd do it again every time. At the end of the day, I want to represent the idea that you can make what you want. You're not trapped by your background, your mistakes, or your limits. You can build your own world if you believe strong enough and work long enough. You know, when I was young, fame wasn't the goal. Purpose was. From day one, I knew you have to focus on making a difference. The world doesn't remember people just for being successful. It remembers those who changed something, who lifted others up. Whether it was through my music, laughter, or energy, I wanted people to feel better after crossing my path. That's where real impact begins. And I'll tell you something my dad taught me. The keys to life are running and reading. When you run, that voice inside your head that says, "I can't," starts screaming. And when you push past it, you learn discipline, strength, and resilience. And when you read, you gain wisdom from those who've already faced the same battles you're fighting. Between running and reading, you train both your body and your mind for greatness. Because here's the truth. You can't win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind. Every battle I ever fought started inside me. The fear, the doubt, the pressure, they all live in your head. The trick is learning to master that noise, to stand still in the storm and say, "I got this." Once you control your mind, everything else follows. There came a point when I had to stop explaining myself to people. I know who I am, I know what I believe, and that's all I need to know. That kind of confidence doesn't come from fame. It comes from knowing your purpose, even when the world doesn't understand it yet. And one last thing, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. Life doesn't warn you before it tests you. So every day I stay sharp. I train, I learn, I grow, because opportunity only rewards those who are already prepared. When I look back at my early days in Philly, I see a kid who didn't have all the answers, but he had the fire. And if there's one thing I've learned since then, it's this. There's greatness in every single one of us. You just have to decide to bring it out. Nobody's born extraordinary. It's a decision you make every single day. You either step into your power or you let it fade away. Now, people often ask, what's the secret? The truth is simple but tough. Self-discipline is the center of all material success. Discipline isn't about punishment. It's about freedom. It's the ability to tell yourself no today so you can say yes to your dream tomorrow. While my friends were partying, I was writing rhymes, recording tracks, and working on my craft because I wanted more than comfort. I wanted destiny. And when you want something, you can't wait around for it. You want something? Go get it. Period. There's no magic, no shortcuts, no easy path. Every opportunity I've ever had came from showing up, working harder than expected, and refusing to take no for an answer. But I've also failed. Man, I failed big. But I believe in failing early, failing often, and failing forward. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every time I fell, I learned something that made me stronger, sharper, more resilient. You can't avoid failure, but you can decide how to use it. And through it all, there were moments of doubt, frustration, and pain. But no matter how hard it got, I told myself, you can cry, you can scream, but don't you dare quit. Because the moment you quit, your story ends. You know, when I was a teenager in West Philly, I used to think greatness was about talent, being the funniest, the fastest, or the smartest in the room. But as I grew, I realized something deeper. When you decide to be great, you attract challenges designed to make you greater. Life doesn't test you to break you. It tests you to build you. Every obstacle that stood in my way, every failure, every setback, wasn't there to stop me. It was there to shape me. I never wanted to just be a famous rapper or some Hollywood name. I don't want to be an icon. I want to be an idea. Ideas live forever. They inspire. They shift people's thinking. So, I wasn't chasing fame. I was chasing meaning. I wanted my story to remind people that they could dream big and then live that dream, no matter where they started. And when it came to effort, man, I've always believed that 99% is the same as 0. If you're going to do something, do it with everything you've got. No halfway energy. If you're only giving 99%, you might as well stay home, because success demands your full soul, not just your time. That's why I learned early, make a choice. Just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be. Don't wait for the world to tell you your purpose. You decide it. You declare it. Then you move every single day like that purpose already belongs to you. And through it all, I discovered a truth most people avoid. The road to power is in taking responsibility. You can't blame your past, your parents, your environment. The moment you take ownership of your life, you take control of your destiny. So, if you're listening right now, don't wait for perfect timing. Decide, take responsibility, and commit 100%. Because that's how greatness begins. You know, looking back at my early years, from that kid on the streets of West Philly dreaming big, one thing I learned early is this: I'm a student of patterns. If you study success, it leaves clues. I used to watch people, artists, athletes, hustlers, leaders, and I'd ask, what are they doing differently? Because success isn't random. It's repeatable. It's the result of habits, mindset, and focus. I wasn't just trying to be lucky. I was trying to learn the science of greatness. But here's the thing. It all starts with your words and your thoughts. Your words and thoughts have physical power. What you say, you start to believe. What you believe, you start to act on. And what you act on becomes your reality. I used to talk about my dreams like they were already happening, not because I was delusional, but because I understood the power of my own mind. Speak it, feel it, live it. That's how you create it. Now, fear, man, that's the enemy of every dreamer. Fear kills your ability to see beauty. It blinds you to opportunities, makes you doubt yourself, and keeps you standing still. I had to learn not to run from fear, but to walk through it. Every time I did, I found something beautiful waiting on the other side, a new version of me. And through all that chaos, I realized something simple yet powerful. Don't chase people. Be yourself. Do your own thing. When you're authentic, when you move with purpose, the right people and opportunities find you. You don't have to beg for attention when you're walking in alignment with who you really are. At the end of the day, your life becomes better when you get better. It's not about changing the world first. It's about changing you. Every lesson, every challenge, every failure, it's just polishing the diamond you already are. And that's my truth. From a young dreamer in Philly to a man still learning, still evolving. Greatness isn't given. It's practiced. It's lived. If my journey means something to you, don't just watch, act. Subscribe to History Motivates, drop a like, and share this with someone who needs a spark today. Because greatness lives in you. You just have to choose to see it.